All right, I hope everyone's doing well. So in this video, I want to talk a bit about a bit of news that came out before the game actually launched, but I didn't cover it yet because some people weren't kind of into the game yet. And also, I think now is the perfect time to talk about it. Now, in terms of news, it's basically a data mine asset that kind of confirms something very good. It is not a complete confirmation, but a soft confirmation that we could get the second type of pity system that TW has at the moment in the future. So the Taiwanese server later on into the lifespan decided to add a second and objectively better pity system into the game. Global did not get it on launch, and in my opinion, the main reason, and while this is stupid, I 1000% agree, the main reason is because they don't want to treat one version unfairly, right? I've experienced this with JJK Phantom Parade and also Black Clover Mobile. Both global versions, while they have some improvements, they're not going to give more rewards outright or a better treatment unless it's a fair viewpoint for both servers, because then, for example, the CN or TW community could be annoyed that we had this pity system for Joker. Now, honestly, is that the full reason? Maybe not. However, that's the most logical reason I can think of. Now, we're still going to be fine. You're going to guarantee Joker. You're going to get all the units you want. But right now, I mean, when was this? 2 days ago, they did, and the Jocks posted this, that they had it translated. They had the 110 pity translated, and we'll explain the exact details of it later on, but I want to take some time to talk about when it could come and then check the timestamps for the other half. So basically, one thing is for sure is that it's translated. I mean, we see it in English right here. Now, in my opinion, they wouldn't translate it unless they planned on adding it to the game. So it could definitely come at a later point. In my opinion, I believe CN got it 6 months in. We could get it in the same time frame or a bit earlier. Now, why they could do it a bit earlier is because we have our banner schedule kind of fastened, right? I think we're skipping reruns, and that's the only thing we're skipping. But we're keeping the same pace. It's just that, the gap between banners is pretty much the same. It's just that we're going over reruns, which technically makes the schedule quicker. So that's the thing. And they could make up for it by dropping this pity maybe like 1 or 2 banners early. And I honestly would be fine with that. Do I think it should have come out at launch? Yes. And you know why? Because I think people would have been much happier with this pity system than the one we have right now. So let's get into it. And then we're going to kind of give some more thoughts after explaining it. How does it work? Well, essentially, every banner has the normal pity system where after 80 draws, you get a 5-star guaranteed. The first time is a 50-50. Then the second time is guaranteed to be the featured unit, in this case, Joker. However, on TW, they added to where there's half the rate to pull the featured unit, but the only 5-star you could pull is the featured unit. I think that's good. So why that's good is because you had a 0.2% chance to get, we're going to say Joker, for example. There's a 0.2% chance to get Joker. However, even if, for example, this banner we have right now on global is 0.4% chance to get Joker. So it's half. The 110 banner is half. However, hard pity is 110. Now you might be like, oh, that's 30 higher than the one we have right now. Sure, but it's guaranteed to be Joker. It's guaranteed to be the featured unit. It is 100% chance to be the featured unit. So that means no matter what, even if you don't get with a 0.2% chance, after 110 pulls, you would have gotten Joker. You would have gotten Makoto Yuki, right? You would have gotten Xianhua Yaoling. You would have gotten Futaba, right? Anyone. So in general, if you get unlucky, you're saving 50 pulls by doing this. So in a lot of people's opinions, this one's a lot better. Now, the other reason why it's better is because you only have to do 110, but you might be like, oh, but I want to get spooked in some instances. What if I get the 5 really good standard units, right? What if I end up getting Misaki? What if I end up getting Yumi? What if, right? And to that, I say, well, they added a second separate pity where after 165 pulls, which transfers between the banners. So let's say you do 150 on Joker, and then afterwards, who's the next unit? Yui. Afterwards, Yui comes out, you do 150 on Joker, then you would have only had to do 15 for this pity to be done. And this is going to be a guaranteed standard banner unit. And long term, remember, that's a free standard banner. But the main thing is, you're not losing a 50-50, and you're guaranteed to only go 110, where here you would have had to go 160. But you would have gotten a standard banner during the pulls, where here it's after the pulls. So this is going to be way better in terms of how you get the standard banner. So it's like, if you have to hard pity both times, this is way better. This is just way better, miles better, right? Because if you have to go to 160 here, you're only going 110, and then on the second banner, you finish the standard. So it's not here yet. I want to make sure that's clear. This is not confirmed that it's going to be here. But in my opinion, will we get it within the next 6 months? Yes. Will they do it probably as a devs listen moment to where basically Basically, if they fuck up, they could just drop this and be like, "We're sorry," right? They could do that, and if the community gets mad enough, it's very possible they drop it early. I don't think it's going to be here for a while, usually, especially because it's a JP release. It's very stingy. It's very stingy. However, we're getting a good amount of currency. You're going to be able to get Joker guaranteed. So for now, it's fine. I think the next two units are skips, unless their designs are really good. Both Yui and, yeah, Minami are both skips, right? Minami is very good, but she's a standard unit, which would be nice if we had the 110 banner, because if we had the 110 banner, you would have had a pretty decent chance after getting your feature to then get Yui, right? So that's the thing. Is this confirmed? No, but I think to expect it in the future is quite logical because it would not be translated otherwise. When would it come? Honestly, some people, I think I saw it down below. I think it will be implemented in 1.4 or 2.0 at the very least. And I think that's a decent time frame. Oh, did he post it? I think he posted it. I'm not, yes. So we see 2.0 is the Palace 3 release and also a new content scheduled to be added. I could definitely see that version 2.0 could be that. And version 2.0 would be in September, which is far away. However, I don't think the first couple of months are going to necessarily suffer. You're not going to suffer for not having this. By not suffering, I mean you're not going to lose out on units. You're going to be able to get the units you want unless you want everyone. But when this is added, let me tell you, the game does become even more free to play than it already is. And it's kind of crazy. Unless I'm tweaking, I literally found out that yeah, this is only 1,000 currency. So the weapon banner in this game costs a lot less. While it's only a 50-50, dude, it's a literally 33% discount compared to other games, which at least there's that going for it, because if not, the weapon banner would have been complete hot ass. But when we get this 110 pity system, and I'm saying when, because I'm pretty sure we're going to get it. And if we don't, it's going to be sad. It's going to be sad. But when we get it, this is genuinely, I think, going to be on the higher echelon of gacha systems, if not an S-tier gacha system. But I want your opinion, right? Obviously, it's a gacha at the end of the day. But when you get it, all the units that you see on this screen that you like, you will be able to get. Unless you like every single one, then I think you would, if you spend like $10 a month, I think you'd be able to get everyone. Just getting the monthly. I recommend if you want to spend, only get the monthly. Do not get more. However, once you start spending, it's a lot easier to spend, and that's been proven. So at the end of the day, I just think not spending is the way to go. Tough it out for now, and then when the 110 pity system comes out, just rejoice, because this system, as we went through, is way better. Being guaranteed at 110 instead of having to hard pity 160, like you're saving up to 50 pulls per banner. And sure, you could get unlucky and get unlucky in 110, but you could have gotten lucky in the 160. But for example, I literally hard pity Joker, right? Both times. So in this case, the 110 would have been better for me. And it's like 110 pulls in this game. Literally, you're going to get one every month. You get enough for this every single month. With that, I'm going to finish the video. Thank you so much for watching. When do you think it's going to come? Would you summon on this 110 banner? I just wanted to keep you guys notified. Love y'all. Have a good one. Bye-bye.